Venous thromboembolism, or VTE, is a blood clot in the vein. It requires immediate attention. The faster you get treated, the better your odds of avoiding a dangerous complication. That's why knowing the signs is so important. VTE is actually two conditions. Deep vein thrombosis, or DVT, is a clot in a deep vein, typically in the leg. Pulmonary embolism, or PE, happens when the clot breaks free, travels to the lungs, and blocks blood flow. Signs of DVT include pain in the leg, especially the calf area, redness, swelling, and skin that feels warm to the touch. If the clot breaks free and travels to the lungs, this can cause trouble breathing. Other signs of PE are chest pain, fast heartbeat, and dizziness or fainting. VTE can affect anyone, but people who've recently had major surgery are at greater risk. So are those who don't move for lengthy periods because of long-distance travel or extended bed rest for illness or injury. Women who are pregnant or who have just had a baby are also more prone to develop VTE. Other things that may increase the risk include smoking, using oral contraceptives, taking estrogen replacement therapy, being over 40, and having a previous VTE. Effective treatment is available, so call your doctor or go to the hospital right away if you think you have VTE. That quick action could save your life. For more information on VTE, call 1-800-AHA-USA1 or visit heart.org/VTE.
If you have heart disease, your risk of having another heart attack increases, but you can take steps to keep your heart healthy. Tips to lower cholesterol, control blood pressure, and manage diabetes, coming up next.
I noticed my heart beating fast under exertion. Something wasn't right. I flunked my heart catheterization. They showed me that I had major blockages in the coronary arteries in my heart. I needed bypass surgery.
When you have had heart surgery, a heart attack, stroke, or an angioplasty, you have cardiovascular disease. This means you have an increased risk of having another heart attack, stroke, or developing peripheral artery disease, commonly called PAD.
I've had numerous heart attacks, and I just got done having prosthetic arteries put in my leg for peripheral artery disease.
Everything in your body, including your heart, lungs, and brain, is connected together by a vascular system, or blood system. Over time, fatty substances can cause plaque to build up on the blood vessel walls anywhere in your vascular system. This is called atherosclerosis and can slow the blood flow throughout the body. When plaque blocks or builds up in the blood vessels that lead to the brain or heart, you can have a heart attack or stroke. And when you have heart disease, you are more likely to develop atherosclerosis somewhere else in your blood system. The only way to lessen this increased risk is to know and control your cardiovascular risk factors, the things that lead to plaque buildup. Some risk factors you have no control over, like your age. As you grow older, your risk of heart disease and stroke increases. Family history is another risk factor you have no control over. No matter what your age, having a close blood relative with heart disease increases your risk, especially if the relative is a man under 55 or a woman under 65.
My mother's side, high blood pressure, stroke, and on my father's side, high blood pressure, stroke, some heart disease. So I have the gene.
Your ethnicity plays a part in your risk level as well. Studies show that African Americans have a high risk for heart disease. Heart disease is also a major cause of death for Hispanic, South Asian, and Native Americans. Even though you can't control your age, family history, or ethnicity, you should know that there are many risk factors you can work to manage, reduce, or even eliminate. Controllable risk factors include smoking, diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, obesity, physical inactivity, and stress. These are the factors that will speed up your cardiovascular disease process and increase your risk of heart attack, stroke, and PAD. Knowing your risk factors and how to manage them can help you take the steps you need to reduce this risk. Each of these risk factors can be improved by making healthy lifestyle changes. Lifestyle changes include making healthy food choices, exercising, quitting smoking, getting flu and pneumonia vaccinations, and managing your stress. Most people with heart disease take several medications each day to help control their risk factors. Make sure you take them exactly as prescribed and learn all you can about how to take yours safely. Meet with your cardiac care team to talk about your risk factors and create a plan to reduce your risk of heart disease. They will help you set goals that can lead to a heart-healthy lifestyle and reduce your risk of further heart and blood vessel damage. Keeping your cardiovascular system as healthy as possible should be your #1 priority. Make healthy lifestyle changes to manage your risk factors today.
Your heart is at the heart of everything you do. And if you have heart failure, there's a medicine specifically made for heart failure, Entresto. It's a heart failure medicine prescribed by most cardiologists. Entresto is proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Heart failure can change the structure of your heart, so it may not work as well. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. And with a healthier heart, there's no telling where life may take you. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure, and trust your heart to Entresto.
I had been to the doctor and my cholesterol was, I think around 190, and we were watching it. And he had the conversation with me about, what to eat, what not to eat.
Cholesterol is a fatty substance found in the bloodstream anywhere in your body. Some cholesterol is good and can actually help your body. But some types of cholesterol are bad and can increase your risk of heart disease. The bad LDL type of cholesterol can stick to the walls of your arteries and cause them to narrow, which reduces blood and oxygen flow to the heart. Over time, the increased cholesterol levels from unhealthy food choices, lack of exercise, and your family history can cause your arteries to become further narrowed and even blocked.
All of a sudden, I started feeling funny, and I started feeling tingling in my arms.
If you already have cardiovascular disease, you most likely already have blood vessel damage and are at a higher risk for more damage from heart attack or stroke. Work with your healthcare provider to reach a healthy cholesterol level. Your healthcare provider will recommend you make lifestyle changes, like making healthy food choices and getting regular exercise. You may also be prescribed medication to help reduce cholesterol, To make healthy food choices, choose foods low in saturated fats and try to avoid trans fat. This fat is generally in commercially packaged foods and fast foods. Trans fat significantly increases your chance of heart attack or stroke. Instead of unhealthy fats, choose healthy fats. These include monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, such as omega-3 fatty acids. Healthy fats can be found in nuts, seeds, high-quality olive oil, and fish like salmon. Gradually add more fruit, vegetables, lean meat like chicken, recommended portions of whole grain breads and pastas, cereal, and browned rice to your diet. Eat less fried food, fatty meat, and baked goods. These contain the saturated and trans fats which further damage your arteries. Read the food label to figure out if that food fits your plan. And pay attention to the serving size on the food label. Sticking to this serving size is another great way to eat healthier. Exercise is always good for the heart. The American Heart Association recommends you get 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous aerobic activity per week to protect your heart. Start slow and just start moving. Aerobic exercise strengthens your heart muscle and improves your body's overall circulation. It's also the best kind of exercise to help you lose weight. Choose activities such as walking, jogging, swimming, or dancing. The most common type of medication people with heart disease take to help lower their cholesterol is called a statin. Take it as directed. Most side effects of statins are mild and go away with time. If you experience overall body aches or extreme fatigue, call your healthcare provider. Remember, maintaining healthy cholesterol can reduce your risk of further blood vessel damage and lower your risk of a first or second heart attack or stroke.
You're watching the HeartCare channel, empowering heart and stroke patients to live healthier, longer lives.
Dad needed a place where he would no longer be living alone. We needed a senior living community that could best care for Dad's progressing memory loss. A place where Mom had the experience to guide us. My senior living advisor understood our needs, recommended a range of memory care communities, and was with us every step of the way. It gave us confidence in our decision. Now Dad's getting the special care that he needs.
Our service comes at no cost to your family. Connect with us today.
Many people with heart disease have high blood pressure.
I just developed high blood pressure in the last 4 or 5 years.
Controlling it is one of the best things you can do to prevent having a heart attack or stroke. Blood pressure is the force of blood against the walls of your arteries. When you have high blood pressure, also known as hypertension, the increased pressure of the blood flow through your arteries can damage your vessel walls. The blood vessels lose their elasticity and harden. Your heart has to pump harder to move blood through your body. This can lead to your heart becoming enlarged, as the main pumping chamber has to work harder to pump blood. Blood pressure readings are made up of two numbers. The top number, systolic, measures blood pressure when the heart pumps. The bottom number, diastolic, measures blood pressure when your heart is at rest. Blood pressure is not well controlled if the top number, systolic, is 130 or higher, or the bottom number, diastolic, is 80 or higher. Not only is high blood pressure dangerous for your heart, but it is also the #1 risk factor for stroke. Most people who have cardiovascular disease and high blood pressure take medication to reach and stay at a healthy level. In fact, a lot of these people take more than one medication for their high blood pressure. It is recommended that patients take all medications as directed. Talk to your healthcare provider or pharmacist about the side effects and what to do if you experience them. Do not stop taking any of your medication without first contacting your healthcare provider. Have your blood pressure checked on a regular basis. Most people use a home blood pressure monitor to make sure their treatment plan is working. Bring your home blood pressure monitor to the office to have it checked for accuracy. Sometimes there are differences between a home monitor and clinic machine. Your blood pressure might change between readings. This may be normal. There is a higher risk for heart attack and stroke if blood pressure stays at a high, dangerous level. If you notice a pattern of high home blood pressure readings, contact your healthcare provider right away. Healthy lifestyle changes like quitting smoking, choosing healthy, low-sodium foods, exercising regularly, managing your weight, limiting the amount of alcohol you drink, and controlling stress and anger also go a long way in managing high blood pressure. The DASH diet, which stands for Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension, can help you make healthy food choices that also limit your amount of sodium. Check out the DASH diet plan at www.nhlbi.nih.gov for tips to help you reach your blood pressure goal. People who have high blood pressure should keep the sodium in the foods they eat to 1,500 milligrams per day. Calculating this is easy. 1,500 milligrams equals 1.5 grams of sodium. Some soups have 800 milligrams, almost a gram of sodium in one serving. Even cutting back 1,000 milligrams a day can help improve your blood pressure and heart health. Everyone with high blood pressure should aim to get at least 90 to 150 minutes of aerobic and/or resistance exercises per week. Walking, jogging, swimming, and biking are all good examples of aerobic activities. If you do drink alcohol, do so in moderation. This means no more than 2 drinks a day for men and no more than 1 drink a day for women. A drink is 5 ounces of wine, 12 ounces of beer, or 1.5 ounces of liquor. Follow up regularly with your healthcare team to ensure that you maintain blood pressure control and minimize side effects from your medications. Your healthcare team can also help you create a plan to work on these healthier behaviors for better blood pressure management.
The combination of medication, diet, and exercise has kept my blood pressure under control.
I'm only on 1 blood pressure medication, and in addition, that blood pressure medication is only half the dosage of what it was. So I'm really happy about that.
Interested in extra cash? Be entered to win a gift card when you complete a 5-minute online survey. We'd like to know your opinions about the programs you've been watching on this channel. Your feedback will be used to ensure patients continue to get the best information possible about health and wellness. Please go to the link shown or text HeartCare to 411-247 to complete this survey to be entered to win a gift card.
Exercise is one of the best things people with heart disease can do to prevent a heart attack, stroke, or cardiovascular procedure. Your heart is a muscle, and like other muscles, it needs to be worked in order to stay strong. The best way to work your heart is with exercise. If you are not physically active, you have an increased risk of gaining weight. And if you have high cholesterol, high blood pressure, or diabetes, you are less likely to stay in control of these risk factors. The American Heart Association recommends you get at least 150 minutes of vigorous exercise every week to protect your heart. If you are trying to lose weight, you may need to exercise more than that and change your diet. Talk to your healthcare team about how much exercise you need and safe ways you can become more active. You may not be able to start exercising for long periods of time right away. Gradually increase the amount of activity you do and the intensity.
When I first started working out, because of the excessive weight, I just would walk for 5 to maybe 7 minutes. And that would be enough to where I was sore, I was winded, and I just couldn't do any more.
Start with 10 minutes the first week and then build to 20 minutes the next.
After maybe a month, I noticed that I was doing twice as much. After 2 months, I noticed I was doing maybe 4 times as much.
Set specific goals for your individual ability with your healthcare provider before you start. Choose aerobic activities that you enjoy and can do, like swimming, biking, or walking. If you have had a heart event, procedure, or surgery, your healthcare provider may recommend a cardiac rehabilitation program. In cardiac rehab, you will exercise in a monitored setting while learning more about how to reduce your risk of future heart problems.
At cardiac rehab, you make new friends. There are people in your situation. There are people who didn't have it quite as bad as you. There are people who were worse than you. There's a good feeling about being around people in similar situations, that you have a camaraderie you build up, a friendship you build up, just talking about your situation, talking about theirs, and how they're recuperating and how you're recovering and stuff.
Whether it's in a structured program or on your own, physical activity should be a regular part of your life. Choosing a variety of activities can keep your routine interesting and give your body a more complete workout by working many muscle groups. A lot of us feel like we don't have the time to exercise, but once you find an activity you enjoy, schedule it into your calendar like an appointment.
I'm taking longer walks, I'm doing a lot of other things, bunch of exercise. I don't feel tired at all.
I have a Fitbit, and it's wonderful when I get to 10,000 steps and it vibrates in my arm. And that's very self-motivating because you try to aim to do more.
However, or whenever you exercise, remember increasing your activity level can help lower your risk for almost every controllable risk factor. It can help you reach a healthy weight, relieve stress, lower your blood pressure. Just one lifestyle change can affect so many risk factors.
I also notice now that it relieves a lot of stress, the endorphins. I feel more relaxed, and I tend to get a better night's sleep usually.
What you can accomplish with regular exercise may surprise, delight, and reassure you.
We have the world at our fingertips, inspiration in our touch, and power in our hands. Our hands, gentle enough to hold the next generation, yet strong enough to build movements that can change the world. Our hands can build relationships, frame ideas, and empower communities. we have the ability to share and imagine, create and comfort, love and heal the world around us. And it doesn't stop there. Right here, in our hands, we have the power to save a life. If you see a teen or adult suddenly collapse, call 911 and push hard and fast in the center of the chest.
The power is in your hands.
Want to learn more about managing an illness or living well? Access this program and much more online. Simply look for the website printed on your program guide, checklist, or bookmark. Now, a Health Minute. All of us experience some stress in our daily lives. It can temporarily raise your blood pressure or increase it if you already have hypertension. But far less is known about whether stress can actually be a cause of high blood pressure. One study that looked at this examined men who had a job with a lot of responsibility but little control, a situation that can cause chronic stress. Experts, however, believe that most cases of high blood pressure come from other factors. But if you feel trapped in a stressful lifestyle, you can do something about it. A daily walk, breathing exercises, and even yoga can help you relax. Remember, most people with elevated blood pressure aren't even aware of it. So just to be safe, get your blood pressure checked on a regular basis. Today's health tip. If you recognize the symptoms of a heart attack, get help. Feelings of squeezing, pressure, or stabbing pain or discomfort in the shoulder, chest, arms, back, neck, jaw, or stomach. Fast or irregular heartbeat, shortness of breath, indigestion, nausea, or vomiting. All can be signs of a heart attack. If you think you are having a heart attack, call 911 immediately.
After you have a heart attack, you're always worried that you're going to have another one. My LDL was a little high. When did I find out that it was a problem? Not until probably I had my heart attack. I was put on a heart-healthy diet, and my cholesterol was the same. So my cardiologist said, you know, there's this drug, Repatha.
Do not take Repatha if you are allergic to it. Repatha can cause serious allergic reactions. Signs include trouble breathing or swallowing, or swelling of the face. Most common side effects include runny nose, sore throat, common cold symptoms, flu or flu-like symptoms, back pain, high blood sugar, and redness, pain, or bruising at the injection site.
And they repeated the blood work, dropped to 45. Just like that. I mean, it was amazing. You realize that you're here for other people. It isn't just your issue.
Banging on drums and I'm ready to go. My adrenaline's high and I'm ready to blow. Gorillas on the wall and I'm rocking and roll. I've got my engines on and I'm heading for Mars. With my feet on the ground and my head in the stars. Sing it,
Your heart is at the heart of everything you do. And if you have heart failure, there's a medicine specifically made for heart failure, Entresto. It's a heart failure medicine prescribed by most cardiologists. Entresto is proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Heart failure can change the structure of your heart, so it may not work as well. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. And with a healthier heart,
Millions of Americans have cholesterol levels higher than the recommended range. In our program, Improving Your Cholesterol, learn the differences between good and bad cholesterol, plus what you can do to keep your numbers under control. Stay with us.
Take a deep breath.
Over the years, the word cholesterol has earned a well-deserved negative reputation. There are many types of cholesterol, and not all of them are bad. But your body actually uses healthy amounts of cholesterol to make hormones and build cells.
Cholesterol is produced just like many other substances, the fats, carbohydrates, and proteins, and it's a part of the body's metabolism or makeup.
The problems begin when levels of dangerous cholesterol build up in your blood, increasing your risk of heart attack, stroke, and other serious health conditions.
Cholesterol is definitely a big player in cardiac events. It's one of the leading causes of heart attacks by the fact that it causes the plaques to increase.
Having too much cholesterol in your blood is dangerous because it can build up on your artery walls. If this happens in the tiny arteries that feed your heart, the artery becomes narrow. If pieces of cholesterol break off, the artery may become blocked. The result is a heart attack. Cholesterol is created mostly from the fat we eat, especially saturated fats and trans fats. Saturated fats are found in animal fats from beef, veal, lamb, pork, butter, full fat or whole milk, and cheeses. They are also found in a few plants, such as coconut or palm oil. Trans fats are formed when liquid oils are made into solid fats like shortening and hard margarine. They are found in partially hydrogenated oils used in restaurants, some margarine products, crackers, and many packaged snacks such as cookies.
The trans fatty acids are terrible. They are absolutely terrible. They infiltrate the blood vessel walls, they make the LDL cholesterol higher, and they are very bad.
So eating fats, such as saturated fats and trans fats, can raise blood cholesterol levels more than other types of food. These fats are especially dangerous because of the way they affect the cholesterol in your blood. Cholesterol by itself is just a fat. It can't travel through your bloodstream on its own. Instead, it's carried in special carrier packages called lipoproteins. Lipoproteins are classified by their size and density. High-density lipoproteins, or HDLs, are considered good cholesterol because they help remove cholesterol from the bloodstream. Low-density lipoproteins, or LDLs, can penetrate the artery wall more easily to create a cholesterol buildup. LDLs are known as bad cholesterol. When LDL cholesterol combines with other substances in the artery, it can create plaques that make it harder for your artery to pump blood. This process is called atherosclerosis and can happen in any artery. When it happens in the arteries that feed your heart, known as the coronary arteries, it is called coronary artery disease. Atherosclerosis is a major cause of heart attacks and strokes.
Atherosclerosis, a basic term is hardening of the arteries, where the arteries through the years develop scarring or fibrosis, a little bit of calcium. They also develop cholesterol deposits in the artery wall. And atherosclerosis is basically that process, the hardening and calcifying of the arteries. And that's what leads to eventually heart attacks and strokes.
But there are steps you can take to reduce the level of bad cholesterol in your body. Choose foods that have healthy fats in them more often. Polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats are both unsaturated fats and help lower blood cholesterol. They're found in vegetable oil, sunflower oil, and fish. Other polyunsaturated fats contain omega-3 fatty acids that help keep blood platelets from sticking together. Omega-3 can be found in fatty or oily fish, such as tuna, salmon, and mackerel. Add physical activity to your daily routine. Get regular blood work done to check your cholesterol level. And set up a meeting with your healthcare provider to talk about ways to reduce your bad cholesterol and risk of heart disease today.
Which is well controlled.
It's really been a gift having Mom live with us, but as a nurse, my training told me she needed more help than I could provide. So I connected with a place for Mom. My senior living advisor understood our unique situation. She quickly recommended communities and set up tours. A place for Mom helped us get to a decision. And now, Mom is so well cared for.
Our service comes at no cost to your family. Connect with us today.
After you have a heart attack, you're always worried that you're going to have another one. My LDL was a little high. When did I find out that it was a problem? Not until probably I had my heart attack. I was put on a heart-healthy diet, and my cholesterol was the same. So my cardiologist said, you know, there's this drug, Repatha.
Do not take Repatha if you are allergic to it. Repatha can cause serious allergic reactions. Signs include trouble breathing or swallowing, or swelling of the face. Most common side effects include runny nose, sore throat, common cold symptoms, flu or flu-like symptoms, back pain, high blood sugar, and redness, pain, or bruising at the injection site.
And they repeated the blood work, dropped to 45. Just like that. I mean, it was amazing. You realize that you're here for other people. It isn't just your issue.
You're watching the HeartCare channel, empowering heart and stroke patients to live healthier, longer lives.
Okay, start walking.
One of the ways doctors look for evidence of cardiovascular disease is by conducting a stress test. Lloyd Alamshaw's stress test led to a hospital admission for more detailed tests.
Well, what they found out was that there was blockages. They said some of them were 80%, some were more than that. They came out and said to my wife and our daughter, this is what we have found, and this is extremely serious. And we don't know whether the patient or that I would survive from the surgery.
Dr. Jorge Castries is viewing recent footage of a patient whose arteries are not all that dissimilar from when Lloyd Alamshaw's blockages were first discovered.
This is a patient that came to me because of symptoms of angina, which basically shortness of breath and a little bit of a chest discomfort, not really a pain or tightness. This is probably one of the better views of that blockage. You can see the blockage right here. There's a little bit of a string sign. It's hard to see. Our catheter is right at the mouth of where the artery should start. And here's the actual vessel itself. The narrowing is right in this area here.
These blockages in the coronary arteries can lead to a heart attack. If the arteries to the brain contain blockages, then you are at high risk for a stroke. In addition to unhealthy cholesterol levels, other risk factors for atherosclerosis include chronic high blood pressure, smoking, lack of physical activity, and being overweight or obese. In Lloyd's case, surgery was the best answer for dealing with his blocked arteries.
They did quadruple bypass surgery because the arteries were so plugged up that they just could not function.
In addition to lifestyle factors like diet and exercise, genetics can also play a role in regulating cholesterol levels. For example, some people may have a genetic predisposition that keeps cells from removing LDL from the blood effectively, or the liver may be producing too much cholesterol altogether.
Well, I learned that heart disease has been a part of my family, that my father died of a heart attack, my mother had heart problems.
So family history plays a big part as to when this process happens. Also, things in our lifestyle like smoking play a big part as well.
One of the things that several of the doctors that I saw when I was in the hospital, they told me that they were glad that I stopped smoking.
Gail Smith is a retired Miami-Dade County employee and recently has had to deal with an arterial blockage in her left leg.
The story behind it was I just happened to go to the doctor for a regular checkup and I was told that I had high cholesterol. That was about 10 years ago.
Gail was aware of her elevated cholesterol levels, but her bad diet and smoking habits continued to add to her problems.
I went to the doctor because I was having problems with my left leg. I could walk just so far and then I would have to stop and I would have to rest. Not that I was short of breath, but it was just the fact that my leg was hurting. So I finally went to the doctor the latter part of November. She had some tests that was done. Then I found out that I would have to have surgery because I was not getting circulation basically to my left leg. Then I went in the hospital and I had the femoral bypass. That was successful and now I'm trying to get back to normal.
Gail's femoral bypass was a wake-up call for several changes she had to make in her life. Her cardiologist, Dr. Perry Kritchmar, keeps her up to date on her risk factors.
High cholesterol, and you got rid of the smoking. So the two risk factors we have left is the high blood pressure, which is well controlled, and your cholesterol.
In addition to blood cholesterol levels and smoking, doctors also take age, gender, race, blood pressure medications, and whether or not a person has diabetes into account when assessing heart disease risk.
MyPlate is a nutrition tool to help you choose healthy foods at every meal. Follow this checklist to start creating healthier meals today. Do choose a variety of vegetables. Try adding tomatoes to your salad or mix veggies into dishes like omelets or tacos to add extra vegetables to your meal. Do choose whole fruit. Fruit is filled with nutrients including fiber, vitamin C, and potassium, so keep a bowl of fruit in easy reach. Do make half your plates fruits and vegetables to reduce your risks for some chronic diseases such as heart disease and stroke. Do make half of your grains whole. To eat more whole grains, substitute white rice for brown rice or try whole wheat pasta. Do add variety to your protein choices. Choose seafood rich in omega-3 fatty acids such as salmon. Choose beans, peas, or soy products as a main dish like stir-fried tofu, split pea soup, or veggie burgers. Do choose low-fat or non-fat dairy to get the nutrients you need like calcium and vitamin D. Eat fat-free or low-fat yogurt with fruit on top. Do add regular physical activity to your daily routine. Take a walk, bike, take a yoga class, garden, or lift weights. The more you do, the greater the health benefits and the better you will feel. To make your choices healthier, download the Start Simple with MyPlate app to set food goals and see your progress in real time. Follow this checklist to create healthy meals for you and your family today.
When it comes to creating an appropriate nutrition plan to lower cholesterol, it is important to be brutally honest about the difference between what tastes good and what's good for you.
It's very hard with our Western diets, first of all. We eat a lot. There's a lot of unhealthy foods and products out there, and most people believe it tastes good, so it's very hard to control that.
And people just love the big hamburger and all these dripping fat and so forth. It's just probably, it's tasty. Fat is tasty. And it's not in your diet as much as anything.
The hard truth is, eating healthier foods is extremely important when attempting to improve cholesterol levels and decrease your risk for heart disease and stroke. Here are some additional tips from the American Heart Association. Choose a healthy dietary pattern which includes a variety of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Include low-fat dairy products such as skim milk and low-fat yogurt. Opt for skinless poultry, fish, legumes, and nuts, and prepare them without added saturated fat and sodium. Choose non-tropical vegetable oils when cooking. Limit intake of sweets and sugar-sweetened beverages and red meat. Choose and prepare foods with little or no salt. Try to eat less than 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day. It may be surprising to know how much salt is in some foods. Check labels to keep track of your sodium intake.
I think when you eat better, you feel better.
And getting regular exercise not only burns calories, but helps the entire cardiovascular system in the fight against high cholesterol levels. Being overweight often tends to increase the LDL, bad cholesterol levels, and lowers HDL, good cholesterol levels.
I think learning how to eat appropriately is important because whatever you eat that's excessive and you don't burn off, you're going to store. And your body stores it as fat.
The regular aerobic activity tends to lower the blood pressure some. It tends to make the triglycerides better, we've mentioned. It will help the LDL cholesterol, the total cholesterol. And long term, it will help the HDL, or the good cholesterol. So we have many benefits of exercise.
Here are some tips from the American Heart Association to help you get moving. Wear comfortable clothes and shoes. Start slowly, then build up to at least 20 to 30 minutes of exercise each day. In general, if your healthcare provider has said that you would benefit from reducing your cholesterol, aim for 40 minutes of moderate to vigorous intensity physical activity at least 3 to 4 times a week. Then build up to at least 150 minutes per week. You can do this in as little as 10 to 15-minute blocks throughout the week. Try to exercise at the same time every day so it becomes a regular part of your routine. Ask family or friends to join you. You're more likely to stick to it if you have company. Look for chances to be more active during the day. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Take 15-minute breaks while watching TV to move around. Don't get discouraged if you stop for a while. Get started again and gradually build back up to 40 minutes a day at least 3 days a week. Walking is a great way to get started. Always speak to your physician before beginning any exercise program. If you have or are experiencing symptoms of cardiovascular or other chronic diseases, or if you have a specific medical question or concern. The choice of appropriate types and amounts of physical activity can be affected by chronic conditions. People with symptoms or known chronic conditions should be under the regular care of a healthcare provider. In consultation with their provider, they can develop a physical activity plan that is appropriate for them.
When Mom's doctor said she shouldn't live alone anymore, we needed a plan for assisted living fast. Luckily, she told me about a place for Mom, where an advisor answered all of our questions, like what type of care does Mom need? What will it cost? What communities have availability? My senior living advisor provided options and quickly set up tours that helped us make the right decision, a decision Mom and I both feel good about.
Our service comes at no cost to your family. Connect with us today.
Now, a Health Minute. Did you know you can lower your risk for a heart attack and stroke by eating more leafy green vegetables? They contain folic acid. And according to the National Institutes of Health, increased folic acid appears to lower the amount of an amino acid called homocysteine in the blood. High homocysteine levels have been linked to an increased risk of cardiovascular disease. Folic acid supplements are also available for people who have unusually high amounts of homocysteine in their blood. And that glass of red wine or before dinner drink may help as well. Moderate consumption appears to raise the level of good cholesterol in the blood. For those who already drink alcohol, the American Heart Association says 1 drink per day for women and 2 drinks per day for men can help lower their risk of heart disease.
Your heart is at the heart of everything you do. And if you have heart failure, there's a medicine specifically made for heart failure, Entresto. It's a heart failure medicine prescribed by most cardiologists. Entresto is proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Heart failure can change the structure of your heart, so it may not work as well. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. And with a healthier heart, there's no telling where life may take you. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure, and trust your heart to Entresto.
Now, a Health Minute. Deaths from heart disease have been falling since the mid-1960s, but experts disagree on the reason why. Some credit healthier lifestyles, others advances in treatment. It's already known that aspirin itself can help prevent heart attacks. A study in the American Journal of Public Health theorizes food rich in salicylates, compounds like the active ingredient in aspirin, may have the same effect. Some foods, including oranges, cherries, raisins, and tomatoes, are naturally rich in salicylates. Talk to your healthcare provider about adding more foods that are natural sources of salicylate as part of your heart-healthy lifestyle. Are you enjoying what you're watching? Access this program and much more on your computer, tablet, or smartphone. Simply ask a member of your healthcare team for your facility's web address, or look for it on a program guide, checklist, or bookmark to learn more.
Eating good, healthy foods that are low in saturated and trans fats and exercising regularly will make you feel better, but may not reduce your risk enough. If that's the case, you and your doctor can discuss medication options. Statins are the first-line treatment for lowering cholesterol levels and heart disease risk. They work to block the liver from making cholesterol. This in turn reduces the amount of cholesterol in the liver cells, which results in the liver removing cholesterol from the blood. People in the following groups are most likely to benefit from statin therapy and should discuss the advantages and disadvantages of therapy with their physicians. People who have had a cardiovascular event, such as heart attack, stroke, angina, peripheral artery disease, transient ischemic attack, or coronary or other arterial revascularization. People 21 and older who have a very high level of LDL or bad cholesterol, defined as 190 milligrams per deciliter or higher. People with type 1 or type 2 diabetes who are 40 to 75 years old with an LDL cholesterol level of 70 to 189 milligrams per deciliter. The American Heart Association now recommends that doctors and healthcare providers use a risk assessment calculator to determine whether or not people without a history of heart disease might benefit from statins to lower their cardiovascular risk. Adults between the ages of 40 to 75 years old who have scored 7.5% or higher on this 10-year risk calculator for heart attack or stroke are advised to discuss statin therapy with their doctors. So if you don't know what your risk for heart disease and stroke is, it's important to find out. In general, adults age 20 and over should have their cholesterol and other traditional cardiovascular risk factors checked every 4 to 6 years, as long as their results remain in the normal range. Eat healthier foods, such as fruits, vegetables, high-fiber foods, and low-fat or fat-free dairy. And practice healthy substitution. Have steamed vegetables rather than French fries, whole grain pasta with low sodium tomato sauce instead of meat sauce, and fruit instead of ice cream. Exercise on a regular basis. Running, bicycling, or simply walking are all good aerobic type exercises. In the end, controlling cholesterol has as much to do with the patient's choices as it does with medical treatment.
I always tell the patient it's a 50-50. I can educate them all I want on it, but it's up to them to follow through. There's no magic pill for this, and it's really hard work.
Watch what you eat, do at least some exercise, and listen to what the doctor is telling you that you need to do.
It's worth the effort, and you'll just enjoy life better, I think.
After you have a heart attack, you're always worried that you're going to have another one. My LDL was a little high. When did I find out that it was a problem? Not until probably I had my heart attack. I was put on a heart-healthy diet, and my cholesterol was the same. So my cardiologist said, you know, there's this drug, Repatha.
Do not take Repatha if you are allergic to it. Repatha can cause serious allergic reactions. Signs include trouble breathing or swallowing, or swelling of the face. Most common side effects include runny nose, sore throat, common cold symptoms, flu or flu-like symptoms, back pain, high blood sugar, and redness, pain, or bruising at the injection site.
And they repeated the blood work, dropped to 45. Just like that. I mean, it was amazing. You realize that you're here for other people. It isn't just your issue.